In today's video, I will be teaching you all the essential operations of your Yamaha PSR-SX600 in order to play a song like this. If you are a beginner and is new to playing arranger keyboards and want to be able to play songs like the one that you just heard, do check out my course in the description. Now let's learn how to set your main voice and your secondary voice in the PSR-SX600. They are called your right one voice and your right two voice. So right now you can see that your right one voice is active and it's a grand piano that's selected. And your right two has a saxophone and it is not active. How you tell it is not active? Because it is grayed out. How do you turn on and off your right voice, right one and right two voices? This is what you do. So on the right part of the keyboard, you have these buttons here, which corresponds to your right one and your right two part. When this is lit up, your right one voice is active. When you turn it off, your right one is not active. So without any lights here, you can tell that both these voices are not active at all. You can tell that this is not active and this is not active, and when you play any note on your keyboard, nothing happens. There is no voices because none of your right one and right two voices are active. And if you turn both of them on, you can hear that your grand piano and your saxophone are active. So when I play a few notes on the keyboard, you will be able to hear both the piano sound and the saxophone sound. You can also turn off any combination of these buttons. So right now, if I turn off your right one voice and my right two voice is turned on over here, you can see that right two is on, right one is off. When I play, I will only hear the right two voice, which is the saxophone. Alright, so you can choose to have both turned on or only one or the other turned on. It's up to you. Do not be confused about the two buttons, right one, right two, part select, which is on top. This is the button you want to press if you want to change the voice in that specific part. So for example, right now, right one has a concert grand and I don't want a concert grand in there. I want to change it to a guitar, for example. So I want a guitar to be in right one. I have to make sure that I select right one with right one button part select being selected. When I change the voice to a guitar sound, after pressing the button, I'll go to the screen and select a guitar sound using up and down buttons here or the jog wheel to select a guitar sound. When I'm done, I just have to press enter, and a guitar sound would right now be in my right one voice because this button here has been selected. So if you press exit and go to your main screen, you will be able to see that it is no longer a piano voice but is now a guitar voice. So now, because right one is a guitar sound and right two is a saxophone voice, you will be able to hear both a saxophone and a guitar voice at the same time. Next, how do you set the volume mix between your right one voice and your right two voice? What if you want a saxophone to be louder and a steel guitar to be softer in volume? All you need to do is head over to your balance button right here, just below the screen, and press that, and you would find all these mixer faders right here. And all you need to do is search for the corresponding buttons below these faders. And if you want right one to be lower in volume, you can just hold and press down, and you can see the fader. Right now, your right one voice will be softer in volume. And if you turn up your right two voice, your saxophone will be much louder because saxophone is your right two voice. So that's how you balance your right one and right two voices. Next, I will teach you how to select a rhythm On the main screen here, you can see the style or the rhythm that's selected, as well as the tempo of the rhythm. This orange box here contains all the information you need for your style or your rhythm. And to change this, all you need to do is head over to your style section. Let's say we want a 8-beat. All you need to do is go to your pop and rock section here. And when you press that, the screen would change to the style. You can tell that it's the style because the top of the screen will say the word style. And you just have to choose any of these styles that you want by using the up and down arrow button or the jog wheel. You can use the jog wheel to cycle through your choices. And when you have selected them, you just have to press enter button to confirm your selection. Once you have pressed enter, this style here will be highlighted, and when you press exit to get to your main screen, you can see that the style that you have selected is now indicated on this orange box, which is the up-tempo 8-beat we selected. The next thing we need to do is change how fast or how slow the style is, which is the tempo here. Right now it's at 129 beats per minute. If we want to slow it down to 80 beats per minute, for example, all you need to do is head over to your tempo button over here, which is plus and minus. You can press minus and a little window will pop out on the screen, and you can press the button to lower your tempo, or if you want to lower your tempo quicker, you can simply just use the dial to lower the tempo to your desired speed. And once you have done that, you can see that in this orange box, it is now 80 beats per minute, which will be slower. The next thing you want to do is to be able to change how loud or how soft your style is. If you don't want your style to overpower your right one or your right two voices, you can head over to the balance button again, press that. And again, you see this little mixer at the bottom of the screen. And you will be able to see this thing that says style. And this fader here and the corresponding buttons below the style is what will determine how loud or how soft your style is. So you can use this button to raise or lower the volume of the style, or you can also just use the jog dial to raise or lower the volume of your style. Once you have selected a style, you can use the start and stop button to start or stop your style. However, right now you are not in your accompaniment mode. How you can tell is that when I press start and I were to play a chord on my left hand, it sounds horrible. It doesn't trigger any sort of accompaniment at all. That is because what you need to do is go to the button beside your volume knob and turn on accompaniment. Once accompaniment is turned on, and you press your start and stop, when you play a chord on your left hand, it will show the chord that you're playing in the orange box here. Right now I'm playing an F chord, and when I change the chord, it will change the chord accordingly. And you can press stop to stop the style or rhythm. The next feature you want to know is your sync start button. For a more professional sounding arrangement, what you want to do is turn on sync start. What sync start does is that it prepares the style or rhythm to start only when you are playing a chord. So right now you can see the start and stop button is blinking here and no rhythm is being triggered. But the minute I play a chord, the rhythm starts. Versus the start-stop button, which starts immediately when you press the button, compared to a sync start, which doesn't start the rhythm until you play a chord. And to stop, you just press stop. This is a good feature if you want to sound more professional, to have your style and rhythm start together with your chord when you are playing. Your PSR-SX600 comes with 3 intros and 4 rhythm variations, which are also used to trigger your fill-in. You have to make sure that your auto fill-in is turned on. And it also comes with 3 different endings. If you want to start your song with an intro, all you need to do is select any of the intro that you want. 1 is a very basic count in, 2 is a pretty short intro, and a 3 is a very, very long intro. For example, you want to select intro 2, just press this button, and you can just press sync start, nothing happens. But the minute you play a chord, C chord for example, it would start playing an intro. Right? You can tell an intro is running. When the intro ends, the light goes off. And press stop. While a style is playing, let's get a style playing. Let's have sync start, play a chord. Now a style is playing. You can just press any of the ending buttons to trigger an ending. When a style is playing, right now, you can switch between the different variations just by pressing your A, B, C or D variation. It starts from being a simple rhythm as it gets more and more busy. So it does a little fill in before it goes to that variation, which is important to have this auto fill in on. So after you have set all your sounds that you want and all your different volume levels, and you have set your rhythms, you want to be able to save them for easy and quick recall. Especially if you're building up a song which uses multiple sounds in a song, you want to use all of this registration memory to save your settings. So once you are done with setting all your sounds, all you need to do to save into any of these 8 buttons is to press memory and press the corresponding button that you want to save all your settings into. So once you save it into 1, this setting has been captured into button number 1. So in future, when you want to get back to the exact same setting, all you need to do is press that corresponding button for your registration memory. So you are not restricted to these 8 registration memory, because 8 registration memory actually forms one bank. And if you go into a registration bank by pressing plus and minus at the same time, you can see that you have space to save as many registration memory as you want. So right now, after pressing plus and minus, you'll be presented with this screen. You need to go into the user tab by pressing your left and right tab. So if I press my right tab, you can see that it scrolls between the preset and the user tab. You can save your banks of registration memory into this screen here. So 8 registration memory can be saved into a single bank, and you can literally have unlimited number of banks. So now if I want to save this set of 8 buttons into a bank, what I do is I will go to File and go to Save, which is the corresponding button below, and give it a name. If you don't like the name that's given, you can just press and hold delete and just type whatever name you want. And once you're done, press OK. And this has been saved here. So in future, you can recall this registration bank, and all your 8 voices that you have saved into the buttons can be instantly recalled. I hope you found this quick tutorial useful, and if you did, make sure you subscribe and smash that like button. Don't forget to check out my online course if you would like to learn how to play on an arranger keyboard further. My name is Jeremy C, and I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye bye.